What's good, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Muscle Hustle Podcast. It's your girl, Cokes, and I appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Once again, episode 12, we already in it. Listen, I'm geeked up because I feel like, I'm getting all comfortable and whatnot. I got 12 episodes, y'all. Can y'all believe that? Make sure to subscribe at the Muscle Hustle Podcast on all platforms, including YouTube as well, too, all right? I need them clicks, y'all. Click, subscribe, and then also them followers. I'm almost at 500, you guys. I'm so geeked. Yo, I got the mans here. I call him Mr. Wakanda. Marky Mark.
Hi, guys.
Mr. Omayzee.
Amazing.
Okay, please,
Amazing.
correct me, please.
Amazing. It rhymes with amazing.
This guy. My man's is here.
I make the rules.
My man's is here, as you can see. I'm going to have him introduce himself. Go ahead, bro.
Mark Omayzee.
Freaking dork.
I'm just a regular guy. I don't know what she's talking about, dorky, but yeah, I'm Omayzee. Just me.
Yeah, whatever.
That's it. There's really not much to it.
Mark.
Yes.
How are you?
I am great. I feel great sitting over here with you.
Thank you for coming.
Look, it's an honor to be sitting over here with you.
Why are you so goofy?
I'm not being goofy. They want me to be natural, so This is me being natural. Okay. Drinking my water, being a good boy, answering questions. I'm great, thank you.
I need the real.
This is me.
Bet.
All
right.
Easy.
Yo. Okay.
Yeah.
Mark.
Yes.
Where are you from? I know where you're from, but I need you to actually...
I'm a Niger boy.
All day.
Nigeria.
Straight.
Lagos.
Nothing else.
Nigeria, man.
That's it. When did you actually come to the U.S.?
2015.
Oh, wow. Okay. So not...
Been about 18 years.
Already?
Wait. I'm sorry, my math. I
was like, hold on.
2005.
Damn. Okay. That's when you got here.
Tiger. Yeah.
So it has been a while.
It's been a while, yeah.
You gone back?
Mm-hmm.
What part of Nigeria?
Lagos.
Straight out city boy.
Lagos. I'm a last giddy boy. I don't know nothing else but Lagos.
For real?
Mm-hmm.
So you haven't gone?
I've gone to other places, but I mean Lagos always has a special place in my heart, So every time I go back, that's where I grew up.
So your family, everybody's still over there?
We also have family over here.
Okay.
Have some of them back there, but it's still got that place in my heart. That's where I grew up.
Yeah.
So it feels like a must every time I go there. I spend my time in Lagos. I have options to go to Abuja, Port Harcourt, and other places, but it's always going to be Lagos for me.
You go often?
Not very often. I need to go.
When's the last time you went?
2013, I think.
Okay.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
It's better than me.
When was the last time
Don't
you went?
Don't even ask school, please.
Ha!
It's embarrassing.
I feel like right now, it's such a long time that you kind of lose that kind of connection.
Yeah.
Over time.
Yeah.
It's important that you go back every now and again, try, keep that connection strong, man. Things not perfect out there, but hey.
Nowhere is perfect.
It's all we got.
The last thing I want to do is feel like I'm a tourist in a country that clearly, I'm supposed to have ties in. So that's what I don't want to feel like. And I feel like when I go back to Ghana, hell, even South Africa, I feel like I'm going to be a tourist because now I'm like, it's been so long. You remember when you were born, for the U.S. kids that were born here and then immediately, especially if you're bad, they don't even bother to wait. They just send your ass straight to Africa and make you stay out there for whatever. Just instill that discipline in you. And then when they're just like, okay, you understand what your roots are, then they'll send you back to America.
It's funny you say that. I went to a boarding school back in Nigeria, and we had guys back then who came from London, from the U.S. and everything. We look at them like, oh man, look at this Ajabota, like these privileged kids, more like, and we're like, God damn. And then they start telling their stories, and they sound very similar to yours. It'd be like, man, my dad like tricked me with a box of chocolate and told me there's like mad chocolate in Africa. Mad chocolate? You get over there and you're like, where's the chocolate? You see whips and stuff like, you fuck up.
Yeah.
You go get that whooping. And like no questions. And it would instill that discipline in you, know. I mean, it's hard knocks, but hey.
It's needed.
It's needed.
It's definitely needed.
Me.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, siblings. That many?
See, I'm not. So I got 7.
Is that the ones you claim? Like, why you have to think about it?
No, that's not the ones I claim. I got to be sure. I don't just want to spit out numbers, spit balls and stuff, So
7.
So 7.
Okay. Boy, girl, like sisters.
I got 5 guys, 2 girls.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you are. Well, where are you?
Number 5.
Oh, okay. So you're almost a baby. Mm-hmm. Almost.
Almost baby.
Almost.
I'm like the forgotten one.
Whatever. Is it? Are they here in the States or are they?
Scattered.
Okay.
Some of them back home, some of them back over here.
Okay. Yeah. All right. You close with them?
Yes. Closest to my oldest one.
Okay. Yeah. That's different. Usually.
No, actually, I'm closest to Charles. Actually, I don't want to say that, but.
Shout out to Charles. Okay. But no, what I'm saying is, like, as far as having that sibling, I mean, for the most part, you say that you're close to them and they're all scattered, right? Mm-hmm. So keeping that relationship, even though you all are kind of scattered amongst stuff like that, you don't want to necessarily have too much distance with your siblings.
I do, exactly. Right. Because it's important. You get so caught up with a lot of things over here, and...
Are any of them in the States?
Yes.
Okay.
But you get even the ones in the States, I have to do better even with communication because I do get caught up with so much, whether it's the acting, whether it's the training and stuff.
Just life to be life in.
It's just life is life in, and I know I should be doing a lot better with that, So it's those things, like that. Those are some of the things I know that I need to work on. Family, those are some of the flaws that I know that I have as a person because I've become so, I guess, obsessed with the idea of becoming the full version of my potential.
Okay, so let me challenge you on this one. You focusing on the full version of you, right? Mm-hmm. People would say that's more so bettering yourself, right?
It is, yes.
Okay. Have you ever felt like throughout your journey thus far till now that you have been selfless? You know what I'm saying? You've been giving yourself to everyone else, so now is probably the time to?
Yeah, I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so, and I agree with you on that. I do. It's just, sometimes I introspect, you think about the things that, can... the things that are really sensitive to you. Mm-hmm. I'm this funny guy, this playful person, but, deep inside, it's like, these are the things I struggle with.
Gotcha.
Family, trying to be more there. Because I feel like the things that I'm doing to better myself might seem selfish to the outside eye. But for me, it's a must that I take this path. It's a must that I do the things that I do. But it's also a must that I also, make sure that my relationships are in check.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to get to a destination and look back and be like, where's everybody else?
Yeah. So you would say that the balance in itself, trying to maneuver through your, I guess, different entities that you're involved with has pretty much been challenging.
It's been very, very challenging.
What are you doing to kind of...
Well, I'm trying to reconnect with, I'm trying to reconnect with the things that, the things that matter most to me, the people that matter most to me. I'm trying to make sure that I'm more present in those times, like, rekindle those relationships, because I swear to God, I'm looking back in many things and I'm like, okay, yeah, things are going great, but where are your people?
Yeah.
That's one of the things I struggle with, because you'll meet a lot of people along the way.
Right.
You'll feel like royalty, but then you look back and you be like,
Charlie, we is royalty. Okay.
I mean,
okay, go ahead.
We try. Wakanda forever. We feel like we can just, even through all of these things, you feel like there's more you can give.
Yeah.
There's more you can give, and that's what I struggle with, and that's what I'm trying to balance. The family side of it. And not make it feel like it's just people on the outside that are getting most of my attention.
I see.
And more than the people that should be getting, that attention and stuff like that. So it's just,
especially if you already have a good relationship.
Yeah. So it's just, those are the things I struggle with.
Gotcha.
That's my moment. But overall, I like where I am.
Yeah. You seem somewhat at peace sometimes every time I see you. Like I can definitely be able to disassociate the Mark, the guy at the shows, or the guy, what I'm saying, the funny man on social media and stuff like that, from Mark, from the person. So and not everybody can actually say that, but I can tell, what I'm saying. But even so, you seem a little bit more at ease, what I'm saying. And it's good that you can identify what it is that you're still trying to work on. You're not perfect, because not a lot of times, even those fans, what I'm saying, those IG fanatics, those, I'm not going to say stalkers, but yeah, those people who see from the outside, they'll automatically assume, like, dang, he got everything,
That's the thing. People would see that and just automatically think that, but at the end of the day, we're all human.
Yeah.
We're all just trying to live. The moment I became comfortable with who I am and who I want to become, once I made peace with that, it was easier for me to just be myself.
Yeah.
Like, you see me playing the funny guy. That's who I am. I like being that. I just, being goofy is something that comes natural to me. I just like being that. I don't just want to have that persona of this,
Have you always been the funny guy?
I think so.
Yeah, even like when you were young?
Even when I was young,
yeah.
I wouldn't call myself a comedian. I'm not a comedian, but I just have a, funny sense of humor, if you will. But I don't think maybe I was talkative.
When you're young.
A lot. Yeah, I used to talk. I used to get knocks in my head a lot.
For real?
Oh my God. Like, and I had a big old head too. Like, my hair, like, until I got this big body, I swear. Like, it almost felt like just you had this big old balloon and it was just sitting on this pole, and it was just like, I felt that way. It just felt like I was like waving in the wind. And then I figured out, you know what? The only way I can stop this is about like just gain some muscle. And I gained muscle, so I stabilized shit. And so now I'm okay. But when I was younger, I used to get knocks on a big head, and that was not nice. That was not nice at all.
Picked on a lot?
Oh my God.
Outside or inside the family, or both?
It's everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. I was like, I was the last boy, so I was like, ah. And it would just like knock some sense into me, basically. But that's how I grew up.
Yeah.
Man.
So you come into the U.S., right? Was it automatically Houston, or did you go anywhere else before you came here?
Automatically Houston.
Why?
I mean, it felt like...
Your choice, or you already have family established here, or whatever? Okay.
My choice.
Okay.
I guess it felt like...
From Lagos?
Mm-hmm.
To Houston?
It felt like, it felt like I wanted to go somewhere that I felt the weather was closest to home.
That's true. That this is definitely...
And from all the reviews I got, it was Houston. And boy, when I got here, it was cold.
For real? So you felt like you were lied to?
It was cold. It was January.
See, when
I didn't even
here,
take
it was like disrespectfully hot.
Oh no, See, opposites, man. I was cold. I remember like the first few days, I don't think I came with a jacket. I didn't even think that far. Yeah. Or whatever jacket I thought I came with was nothing. And then I was standing on the road, on my way to school, and it was freezing cold in the morning with a jersey. It's just a Nigerian jersey, a football jersey. Mm-hmm. And my friend's sister and her husband were going somewhere. I think they just want to go drop off the kid, and they'd seen me on the road waiting for my bus. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this dude's going to kill himself. Like, just standing out there in the freaking cold. Yo, they circled around, picked me up, went to go get me coffee, bought me a jacket. And I'm like, please don't do that shit again.
Maybe I can't sympathize because y'all cold down here is not really cold.
Jesus, whatever it was cold that day.
So you mentioned school. So you attended school here out here too, right? Okay. What school?
Prairie A&M.
Okay. All right. So that's your college. Okay.
Finance. Summa cum laude. I had to throw that in.
Hey.
It's a flex. I worked hard for that shit.
The flex, man. Wait, how far is Prairie View from here? That's the 45-minute one,
probably
right?
45 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. You stopped there? Did you?
I stopped there.
Okay.
I stopped there. I worked corporate for a while, and then I started my I wanted to start building a brand back sometime in 2017.
Okay. How did that come about? A brand in itself of what? You go from corporate to I want to start building a brand.
So working out for me was just, I don't know how the love happened, but really all started from me going for a doctor's visit for a checkup, and the doctor telling me I was pre-diabetic.
And this is here.
Yes.
Okay.
And a couple of years before that, my dad had passed from diabetic complications.
I see.
And I sworn to myself that I didn't want to suffer the same fate. Man, but I kept doing the things I was doing. I was partying, drinking, doing all of these stuff, and eating crap. And my health and my body was not agreeing with the direction I was going.
Right.
So my doctor told me I was pre-diabetic, yada, yada, yada. And I needed to change the way I eat and then start working out. I think it's just like, I'd already started working out maybe around 2012, thereabouts, started going to the gym. And then when I got that wake-up call, I was like, okay, I need to take this really seriously. So I started working out more dedicatedly sometime 2014. And then somehow, some way, my body starts changing, and I started liking it. And I start like really obsessing over the whole idea of going to the gym, working out, eating right, going to the gym, working out, because I liked the way that my body was changing.
Yeah.
Because I saw something I was working on that was fascinating, and it was actually getting results. So I kept wanting to do more. I remember like when I used to work corporate, I would just couldn't wait for 5 o'clock to hit.
Yeah.
So I can just run to the gym. And I figured, you know what, I can do this. Like maybe I can make something out of this. And I think sometime in 2017, I was like, I'm going to take that leap. But I had never competed before that.
So that's kind of where that came about.
That's where that came about. I'm just like, people at the gym said, okay, you think you might have a shot. I'm like, you think so? Okay, I'll try. And boom, I did my first show. It was a disaster.
What show was that?
It was the Dallas Europa. It was a disaster.
Okay, so that was with the MPC.
MPC.
Brand.
It was a 2-day show. I remember that show. I ate. They gave me. Okay, so it was
FYI, just to let y'all know, NPC, if for those followers that don't know, NPC is one of those organizations that host bodybuilding competitions as well, too. It is the only organization that will lead to you becoming an IFBB pro, to you making your way to Olympia. I figured I might as well put that in, but go ahead.
But yeah, what was I?
Your first show?
My first show, yes. So anyways, my dumb self.
Oh, Lord.
I, for some reason, thought it was okay. It was a 2-day show. So I'd gone for prejudging the first time. And I was like, okay, good. And so everybody else eating cakes and sweets at the back. And I'm like, So as soon as I got done with prejudging, I went back and started eating cakes. And I remember my coach at the time said, she's seen me eating those things. And she's like, who told you to eat that? And I said, I thought everybody was doing it. So I started doing it. She goes, but you're going to do finals tomorrow. And of course, I looked like crap at this point. My belly was all bloated and stuff. And I was like, oh, my God.
So I remember just eat one cake. You ate I
ate a lot. I was eating a whole lot because I felt like I'm just guzzling my whole face. So you know what I did? I ran to Walmart. I went to go I was looking for laxatives because I thought I was going to just shit it all out for some reason. But yeah, I was looking for laxatives. I remember buying milk and magnesium. I was like, never bought that shit in my life. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to just try it. Whatever the fuck is going to get all this weight off, I'm going to do it. So I did. I tried. Didn't end up too well. And then I tried again at Muscle Beach in October.
Okay.
And I did really great. Qualified for nationals. Did nationals in 2019. Didn't work out.
Which nationals was your first one?
Universe. I missed my pro card by one.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And then I got into a car accident December 30th, 2019. I was like, oh, crap. I tore my labrum. I didn't realize my bicep was torn the whole time, but I was determined to get my pro card that year. And then the pandemic hit. I was like, oh, crap. And then I started trying to buy stuff just so I could work out and everything.
Yeah.
So thankfully, I got my pro card in 2020.
2020, where?
Orlando.
Okay.
Masters Nationals.
Masters, okay.
Yeah, I got my pro card in men's physique and classic physique on the same night. And then they started calling me two-time. But then I had to do surgery.
So literally after getting your pro card, you went under the knife.
Mm-hmm.
Jeez.
Yeah, because I knew there's no way that physique was going to cut it against,
stack up against anybody else.
The other guys in the NPC. You got to respect the IBB. You got to respect your peers and stuff.
Now you mentioned two categories. You had men's physique and classic, but which one did you identify more with?
It was always going to be classic for me.
Right. So why men's physique? Why?
I did men's physique at first. It's more like for me to. My coaches at the time thought it was a good idea for me to use that to get into the flow of things.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then of course my first few shows are just men's physique.
Amateur shows.
Gotcha. Just men's physique, and then. I remember my coach Hassan had pulled me aside.
Hassan was your coach.
Yeah, SBM, Team SBM for life. So they pulled me aside. He had pulled me aside after a show and said, I told him my nationals, and he was like, nah, son, you gotta do classic.
It sounds just like him. Nah, son.
Yes, you gotta. He said, no, son, you gotta do classic physique. It's classic for me. That's what he said. And I was like, all right, coach, I'm gonna do it. And I did my first classic physique show at that nationals where I went pro.
I see.
So
hey, just like that. See, look at that.
I mean, it's destiny.
Yeah.
Somebody pushed me in that direction, and I'm glad I listened.
Yeah.
I wasn't struggling to fit into a category. I was like, I'm gonna just do both of them and see, whichever. Because of course, when you're chasing the pro card, you're trying to cover all ends, right? But as God would have it, I had everything, working the way God wanted it to do. So, hey.
So actually, you just mentioned something just now, right? A lot of amateurs actually tend to use that route as well, too. Or they will pretty much state something in the sense where it's just like, I have the intent of wanting to do this category, but I'm going to go a step down because I might have better luck in this category until I cross over and then go ahead and try to fish for what is that I want to. Yeah.
I don't think that's a mentality to follow, really, because... I'm sorry. I don't think that's a mentality to follow because you're thinking you're stepping down. That's actually a disrespectful thought.
Thank you. Okay.
That's a disrespectful thought.
Finally, somebody else says
it. To your athletes who are actually doing
it. Yes.
You got to respect the hustle. People are doing, the work is the same. People are working their asses off. They have different circumstances.
Right.
And they have different genetics. Maybe the genetics are set for XYZ. Exactly. And you don't know what their fitness journey is, but they're where they are. And you have to respect them. So you can't just say, "Well, I'm going to step down." You got to be you got to be honest with yourself and say, "I'm a good version of both categories, and I will cut it in both categories." There are people who are hybrids. It's just that way,
Yeah.
I can cut it in both categories. You got to be your best. If you're going to do bikini, you got to do your best being bikini.
Yep.
Now, if you're going to show something up and be like, okay, I'm going to do wellness, hey, you better be able to hide both of them. You better be able to maneuver, through both requirements in order for you to get what you want. But there are people who can do it. But you don't want to come in with a mindset like, I'm going to disrespect. You're not thinking I'm going to disrespect, but it's disrespectful. To say I'm going to step down to try to get.
Absolutely.
Then I'll go back up.
I wholeheartedly agree.
No. For me I was always doing men's physique. That was what I knew. For me, classic was a leap. I'd never posed classic, never done all of that good stuff, And for me, doing classic physique was challenging, but I trusted my coach who said, you're better off doing classic. And then the reason why I had to stay classic is my legs won't fit into my shorts, right? It won't fit. So somehow, somewhere, I got to fit somewhere, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, it is what it is. I'm going to stay classic, But yeah, that's it.
What's next as far as competition? Are you looking to compete soon? It's been a minute, my guy.
No, it's September. It's not been a minute. It's not been a minute. No, I'm not one of those guys who
coming from somebody that has not been on stage for 2 years.
I'm like, no. I want to compete, but I really don't think it's in the right interest for me to do so. Because
right now or just period.
Right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
Right. I think I still have enough gas left in the tank to do a show or a couple more shows. But for right now, I have to focus on other things that I feel like require attention.
Yes.
And for me, that's, my acting career. It requires my attention.
How's that coming?
It's going pretty good.
Yeah. What made you? I mean, I see it, but what made you kind of like?
What you see?
I see you. I can already tell that was going to be a lane for you to kind of explore. You know what I mean? But what actually brought the interest in kind of?
It's funny that everybody else saw it, and I really didn't take notice of it.
Yeah.
I really never really took notice of it. The one thing that caught my interest was sometime last year I was thinking, you know what? How about we do I had an idea, right? How about we do a show and stuff, and where we can show our day-to-day lives, kind of like a reality show.
Okay.
With bodybuilding, show the other side. If they have my 600-pound life, why not have a version for fitness?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was thinking about that, and for me, that was how I wanted to get into this space. Didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to.
Would you pitch it to somebody?
I was in a partnership that didn't quite work out the way we wanted it to, but so, not saying shit.
All right.
But anyway.
That's fine.
But for me at that point, I figured, maybe it's time for me to just really be myself and venture out alone, just see what's really out there. And, a dead sister of mine is married to an actor. And she had pulled me aside and said, you can do this. It's kind of like what you said.
Yeah.
She's like, you can do this. I remember we were working out and she said, you can do this. And I'm like, you have the personality, you have this. And I'm like, oh, really? I do? Okay. She's like, talk to my husband. And I spoke to him and he was like, oh, you'd be a great fit for Paige Parks. And so I spoke to Paige, took my classes.
Sorry, elaborate. What's Paige Parks?
Paige Parks. So it's a modeling acting agency.
I see. Okay.
So, they scout talent.
So you had to do a go-see or?
You have to do a go-see. You have to take classes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sharpen things up a little bit. At least get you in the door. And then if you meet the criteria, if you will, you do a monologue.
Okay.
And they accept you into the agency, or the agency signs you up.
And this is after you've taken the classes. So
yeah.
there are prereqs before
yes.
doing the monologue, which is the ultimate audition.
Yes, yes. You have to take the classes first, and then you do the monologue, and then from the monologue, they kind of like, okay, maybe you need work on it.
Gotcha.
You need work. You need to do some
like development and all
and stuff like maybe you need more classes. Usually, some people take more classes, some people don't. Some people just go there, get it, and it's done. So there are different standards, but the agency are looking for something.
Yeah.
And
factor.
So I went to classes, and I that's a priceless experience for me. Because it's really, really, really helped me just be more myself. This is something I've always liked doing, not realizing I do it. As a kid, I'd want to get in plays and stuff like that. I would want to act. I would want to mimic and stuff. Mimicking and acting are two different things. Shout out Ryan. Two different things. But this is the things I was interested in. Being able to assume a different, personality and try to bring it to life. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I remember a friend of mine coming when I was on my way over here. The day before that, he had told me he wanted me to, he wanted to hear me speak. He wanted to hear aloud. He wanted to hear me speak aloud from back there without really seeing me.
I see.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, that was heavy. But I always carried that with me. But, going to school and everything, I always felt like, I'm going to end up, behind a desk doing this. And then I found fitness. And then fitness actually led me to this, because it put me in a place where my mind, my body, and everything were, ready for this opportunity, and it's been great. The acting side of it, it's been great. It's it's really helped me in putting myself out there.
In the acting side, like what would you say is like a little bit more of your not so much focal point, or where do you like kind of gear more towards? Like is it more like stage plays, more commercial style, more of the social media acting, more of like I'm trying to work my way to Nollywood, like.
Coco, I'm gonna ask you this question.
What
would you want me to do? I'm just asking. What would you want me to? What would you rather see me do? Nollywood. I'm thinking Hollywood.
I was about to say, well, here's the thing, right? I say Nollywood knowing that right now Nollywood is Hollywood. Okay?
Pretty much, yes. I agree 100%.
So at this point, it's just like I say Nollywood with the intent of saying I want you to work with our own actors.
Yes, of course, 100%.
But we're already merging.
I'm like, because the thing is, I'm thinking more proximity.
Yeah.
Not because of status or anything, but more proximity. Where can I go most? Because again, Niger, man, a boy got to just count a few rocks before you travel, because you get there and you're getting, boys are not smiling back there,
Listen, this is the reason that y'all be so quick to be like, oh, okay, like you guys can come home, you guys can come home. Yes, now there's a lot of one-way flights back to Niger, Ghana, all that, right? Cool. And I just located Google Flights and how you can be able to fugazi the situation and get like real good cheap flights. But when you get there, it's a difference. It's not cheapo.
It's not to my brother.
Not at all. So yes, proximity-wise, I definitely can understand.
Proximity for me is because
Cali's right there, New York right there, Miami
exactly.
Right there.
Where can I go and be useful? Like boom, boom. For me, social media is great. That's really
a good platform.
It's a great platform.
Yeah.
That has given me more than I even expected. I started off this year thinking, oh my God, if I hit 50K, I'm great. And
where are you at now? Like 90? Like you're 100, right? Hey, are you giving the giveaway? Can I get it?
Coco trying to set me up.
Listen, okay, anyway, go ahead.
We'll talk about that. But anyway, look, it's given me a platform that I never really fathomed,
How do you feel?
It feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good. It really does. And again, it goes back to the acting. You know, it goes back to the acting. Everything I've learned from Paige Parks has been priceless.
Shout outs to Paige Parks.
Like, for real, everything I've learned from Paige Parks, from Ryan, Lucas, David, Alfonso, the teachers, the agents.
Is that an agency that's based
It's
out
an
of Houston?
agency, yes, based out of Houston. Okay. Actually, we just had an agent review this past weekend, and it was a massive, massive success where you have like top agents in the world come to Houston to try to scout for talent.
Nice.
You know, so it was massive, massive success. And, you know, looking forward to the next steps and everything. But it's just the opportunities, you know?
Yeah.
And for me, the acting by itself, the things that I learned helped me get better at things that I already did. You know, like they really did. Like my reels and everything. I used to be that guy. I would do a lot of fitness reels and everything. And, you know, I used to do a lot of fitness reels. It wasn't like it wasn't moving. You know, it was relatively, but it still wasn't me.
I feel you.
It still wasn't me. It wasn't like my original self.
Felt like it was forced?
It was kind of forced because everybody else was doing it. It was me to kind of get business. Now you have
to be like creative and try to figure out what
I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be myself. I'm just going to crack jokes. Things that make me crack up, I'm redo them, reimagine them, you know, and the timing and stuff like that I was able to learn.
You know what? That makes more sense now. And like I always say that I don't necessarily understand to the extent of all the other enthusiasts out there how social media plays a part. But I realized just based on paying more attention to the algorithm, right? All this stuff that on my personal page, right? That is more me. The dance, the goof, the lash out with the accent, clearly, because everybody says I have an accent. All that stuff seems to get a lot more pull than me trying to be another enthusiast, which, I mean, ideally, when I put my fitness stuff out or whatever, right, I don't put it out with the intent of the look at me. I always put it out with the intent of being myself. So, like, I'm not going to, it's just a different approach in a sense. You know what I'm saying? I say that not to knock anybody else out, but at the same time, it's just almost like, okay, well, I'm not going to, you'll never catch me wearing, you know what I'm saying, certain things because I feel like I look funny in it anyway, so I'm not going to force myself to wear it. And so, you know what I mean? So everybody knows I'm probably going to be in high top sneakers or
they know what to expect.
Yeah. So it just seems a little more like originality.
The moment I started being myself was the moment people opened, you know, I started opening up. People opened up to me.
I feel that.
You know, the moment I started being myself, yeah, I'm the fitness guy. Yeah, I'm this and that, you know.
But you're not just
I'm not just that. I'm a human being. I'm a guy. I laugh at the same jokes.
Yeah.
I cry at the same tragedies and stuff like that, you know. So it's like, once I got comfortable with that whole idea of who I am, I just, you know, things just started like adding up. Things started flowing. I didn't have to try. You know, I remember trying really, really, really hard. How do you stand out from 1,000 people?
Doing the same.
How do you stand out from 1,000 people doing the same thing?
Yeah.
And I don't mean to knock no one, but I see things like, you know, that fuck up the algorithm a lot.
Yeah.
Like 10,000 people are posting about doing chest press, but bruv, where's it at? Like, where that chest at? You know, where that back at? You're pulling 2,000 pounds, your back's still little. You know, it's like, and I see all of that, but then the algorithm gets convoluted. You know, just gets all saturated with all of that. And so you get lost somewhere there. How do you stand out from that?
That's true.
How do you create a lane for yourself? You have to really find something that you like doing. You know, that's not work. Because of course, nobody's sitting down on Instagram for like 24 hours. We got real life.
Yeah.
But then Instagram can be a great, social media, not just Instagram, could be a great tool for you to, like, you know, do the things you really love. Not everyone wants to act. Not everyone wants, you know, the glam or anything. You know, not everyone wants that. But of course, everybody can do with a little change.
That's true.
You know, so the better you're out there, the more physical visibility you get. You know, from doing the things that you love. Like you said, I'm just dancing. It's just me dancing. There's nothing else. I'm just being myself. I'm being Coco. that gets views. People are interested in knowing the real you. They trust the real you, because guess what? If they're going to spend their money for any reason, they want to trust. They want to trust the destination of their money. They want to trust who they're giving their money to. Because again, people don't just buy things; they buy the brand, they buy the person, they buy the relationships.
Makes sense.
And then that's why they're looking. Who's Coco? Why? That's why you see the algorithm. It's telling you a story at that point. Be more Coco.
Yeah, kids.
Yeah.
They look at you and they're just like, like, do you see them the way that, how do I put this? With the change, right? Not necessarily a full change, but in a sense where it's just like, okay, now that you seem to be finding more of yourself, do you notice that your kids seem to see like the change in your aura a little bit more? Do they recognize that?
I'll say with my boy.
Well, first off, how old are you?
Nathan is 9.
Okay.
Jaden is 12. So I'll say with my boys, first off, my younger one, actually, he notices everything.
Yeah.
I think we were having that conversation not too long ago. He was like, "Oh, he doesn't want. He's cool with his friends knowing that his dad is buff, because every now and again he would ask me to come do lunch with him and stuff.
Okay.
I'm like, I'm always working. I'm always doing this. So so the one time I went to go do that, he was just like in La La Land for him. It's like his friends are running to him. Oh my God, your dad is buff. Oh my God, like, sir, do you do this? I'm like, show me your muscle. And he felt like a little superstar.
Yeah.
I think for him it started becoming overwhelming. It started becoming all overwhelming. So that's why I keep all of them away from that, because it's like how do you protect those things? Because again, they see
one time it's cool, but then next thing you know, when they start to
so for me, I just keep that I want to keep them as protected from it, because again, they notice those things, that age where they notice things.
But you're now you're recognizable. You know what I'm saying? Like your acting in itself is. I'm going to prophesize this. It's basically growing. Yeah. And it's going to continue to grow. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the fact that you are looking to push out outside the area. So you already know. I mean, we already just talked about this. Yeah. But Nollywood, Hollywood, all that. You know what I mean? All those opportunities, it's going to come in tenfold, right? So with that growth, there's going to be a lot more eyes. I mean, you see those other actors, actresses, you know what I'm saying, that pretty much, I mean, not tabloids, but like just the news in itself, right, that are always with the exploitation of their kids, even if it's not intentional, right? Then you have those that are really, really good at like just
lock up.
Right.
That's the motto. Because the thing is this.
But how? How do they do that?
You have to create boundaries. You really, really have to create boundaries. Because again, like they're the age, and they, some people are the different parts of their development. But they notice things. They will see these things, like how relationships change and things like that. They notice those things, whether or not you know it. They might not verbalize it, but through the actions, you start seeing it, right? And for a kid that young to actually verbalize how he felt about, being my kid, it kind of like made me feel like, oh my God, I got to do more to like protect how this kid feels. Because at 9, it takes a lot for a child to even recognize that. It takes a lot, and for me, it feels great. That's why, again, I talk about my relationships with my family. I have to do better with that, because again, remember, when you're more grounded in things like that, it's easier for you to make those decisions. It's easier for you to push those and focus on your work. Right? You focus on your work, because again, there are people who are chasing that limelight. I want to be known for my work. And that way, I keep a strict hold on the things that matter to me. Not in a bad way, but I keep a more disciplined hold on it. Because again, it can easily get lost. Yeah. You can get lost in the glam. You can get lost in, oh, this person knows me. And then all of a sudden, you start having to test what's real love. You know what I'm saying? Like, you start having to test what's real love. Like, who are the people who are there for you from the scratch? Who are the people who believe?
Real beside themselves and find that out mad late, too.
Yes, I want to be that same guy. You know, I want to be the same relatable guy. Because that's what's got me here.
Yeah.
You know, like, why change the formula now? I try to be something. And so, again, with that, I'm trying as much as possible to, like, protect the interest. You know, because, again, it's crazy out there. You know it. You know, this whole, I don't even want to talk about it on here, but it's crazy out there. You know, security-wise and everything, you have to take care of, you know, everything that you have with
all that stuff going on
with the school shootings and stuff like that. It's one of those things where I'm just like, strong opinions, but I'm not going to talk about it.
No, but I actually want you to, because at the same time, this is the balance part that I've been asking a lot of my guests that have been coming on. You know what I'm saying? It's a matter of how are you able to maintain that balance. When I mean by balance, I don't mean just physically, you know what I'm saying, scheduling, stuff like that. I'm talking mentally too.
Mentally.
You know what I mean?
So
between you and those, obviously, the people that you love.
It's about creating, again, this my path requires, and everybody else's, I'm pretty sure, but my path requires a lot of lonely walks that you're going to take.
Okay.
Right. There's a lot of lonely walks when you're practicing your lines, when you're doing your auditions, there's all the lonely walks you're going to take. You know, when you're having these meetings and stuff, and thank God for the agents and stuff that we have. You know, that's wonderful. But again, you're still the one who's going to make that walk. It's kind of like bodybuilding.
I was about to say.
It's kind of like bodybuilding. It's like, again, everything. And that's why I'll never leave fitness. Fitness is always going to be a part of who I am. You know, it's because bodybuilding taught me a lot of discipline, a lot of what I'm able to carry into this now, into my acting now. And it's still relatively young.
Yeah.
You know, it's still very relatively young. And I'm like, being able to carry that into it, I feel like bodybuilding did teach me a lot.
Yeah.
You know, it really, really did teach me a lot. So, I don't know, it's just being able to have that discipline to just keep going, focus on what you're doing, focus on your art. It changes a lot.
Yeah. With the focus and the direction of the lonely walk that you're talking about, right? And having to strive forward, what would you say is like your greatest achievement thus far that you could recognize? Hey, I'm getting deep. Yo,
that was hard, man.
Deep. Think about it.
Greatest achievement. I want to say, I really want to say the friends I have. I really want to say the friends I have. Like, I've had some really good people pushing me in the right direction.
Okay. Circles tight.
Yeah, quite tight. A lot of people pushing me in the right direction. Honestly, just being able to achieve that level of relationship with people, for me, with people that, you know, once upon a time in my life, I really didn't know them. Being able to have such a relationship that's been able to help me become this person that I am becoming, you know, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, like people will say it's the money, it's the cars and stuff like that. For me, there's a lot of investment in relationships.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, all of my guys who train with me, all of my guys who, you know, been there from the trenches, you know, like just, I don't know if I did anything to achieve that, but just having that means a lot.
A lot, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You also coach as well too, right? Now, do you just coach as far as like bodybuilding competitors, or do you also train as well too? Because
I do both. I do both.
Okay.
Yeah, I do bodybuilding competitors. I do lifestyle clients. Lifestyle clients more so would not require as much attention or urgency as the person doing a show who's on the time schedule. Yeah. You know. So, but they're usually more laid back, more, okay, I want this, I want that. Yeah, they're not trying to get like glutes in 2 days. You know, they're a lot more. Shout out to all my competitors. I was about to say, though. I love it.
Summer's around the corner, so there's a lot of my clients that are trying to get glutes in 2 days.
There's a name for that. Shout out Dr. Stan.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I said it.
Shout out Dr. Stan.
Yeah, I said it. There's a name for that.
Oh, gosh.
Three letters.
Wow. Okay. So the relationships that you've built, right? Mm-hmm. Even with their clientele, mm-hmm. right? Mm-hmm. Have some of those, that circle that you were talking about, that's pretty tight right now, mm-hmm. right? Those that are kind of been pushing you. Mm-hmm. Have some of them been clients?
They've been clients, yeah. Still clients.
So you've seen some of that. I kind of see a lot of that commonality amongst a lot of the trainers mm-hmm. and coaches as well too. That, you know, some of the relationships that's built with some of their clientele has actually turned into.
I was thinking about a few of them on my way over here. Like, I'm really, really blessed, you know, with the people that I have around me. Mm. You know how it is. It's a revolving door for the most part. And then you find people that just are really, for whatever reason, they just work. Yeah. You know, they're in there to work. They just need a little guidance, but they'll put in their work, you know? And that endears me to them because, again, I see a part of what, you know, the way I do things, my you know, my approach to things, I see that. Yeah. And you know, it endears me to them even further because I see how much they try, how much they're doing stuff. Because in life, really, that's what it's all about. Also trying, you know, just trying together. We have a goal, we're trying together, we're trying to work towards it. And it's not just them doing it, you know, because again, we talked about it being a lonely sport. Yeah. You know, but then when you have a team, when you have a village around you, you know, it empowers you even more. Yeah. To do even more than you even imagine, you know, more than you have gas for. Because there are days where you don't even want to work out. Yeah. But then Will calls me up and he says, hey, coach, I've got to train legs. You know, Eddie calls me up like this. Like, it's like you have those moments where they just pick you up. And they're talking to me and saying, man, coach, yo, man, I really, really, you know, I appreciate this workout and everything. I'm not telling them, no, I appreciate it. Yeah. Like, you guys don't know what you're doing for me. Yeah. It's giving and you're also receiving. Receiving, because that's what a real relationship is, you know. So, again, that's why I know it's not as generic as what most people would want to hear, but relationships really matter. Yeah. It's real, though. Okay. What's next? What does Mark have next? Dun-dun-dun. I'm going to just keep being my crazy self, to be honest, because at this point, it's working. Yeah. It's working. I mean... Any, like, big projects coming about? So we're working with, you know... Fine. Doing a little See how I was trying to, like... We're doing a little some over here and there. You know, my agents are working 24/7. Mark with the agents. No, I love them. I love them. I just love them. You know what I'm saying? With the S in the middle. No, I love them. They're like amazing folks. Like they're like the real MVP. I get my I win an Oscar. I'm gonna act the fool. I can see that. Oh my God. I'm gonna go over there like. My God. Daddy, I did it. Well, Missy, I'm gonna act the fool. I'm telling you right now, and I think it's gonna happen. Hey, you gonna say I said so? I was about to say, prophesize, market. You gonna say I said so? But yeah, that's honestly that's the direction I really think want to take it. Schwarzenegger has always been a huge inspiration for me. Yeah, that's your idol? Huge. That's my idol. Yeah. I remember when I first figured... Idol in the sense of a businessman, or idol in the sense of an actor? Okay. In everything. As a bodybuilder, he transcended bodybuilding and, you know, went into entertainment and, you know, got into politics. Are you getting into politics? I'm not saying I'm trying to get into politics. I knew that was coming. I'm not saying I'm trying to get into politics, but... Lord Jesus, okay. Greg Abbott... No, but seriously, I'm not saying that I'm going to go into politics, but, you know, other things, he's an inspiration for me. Yeah. He really is. He's somebody who has transcended everything. Yeah. You know, smart business guy, because most people think big guys ain't smart. Yeah. I'm like, look at Arnie. He's smart. Yeah. You know, big guys who just lift weights and stuff. That's Not true.
Yeah,
I got scientists. I got rocket scientists who are jacked as hell.
Yeah.
So don't play. We got a little something up in here. Yeah. But like Arnold, I feel like, those things that drove him, I can benefit from. I can benefit from that example that he set. Because ultimately for me, I want to be able to marry both worlds. I want to be able to marry the fitness world, which got me started on this path anyway, with my love for the entertainment world.
Yeah.
Because it's who I am. It's my identity. Everybody has their own starts and everything. This is who I am. This is what's gotten me here so far. I want to be able to take
Would you be looking to do anything in relation to these two entities back at home?
Yes, absolutely. 120%. No, 120%. I say that now.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about ways to do like a bodybuilding show in Nigeria, but I'm like, man, boys are not eating enough food.
Okay, so, let's talk about that because we got links right now. We already have our links.
Good.
Niger, not so much, but that's a lot of stuff going on over there or whatever like that. We can always,
I would really love for us to look into that because
we already got Ghana unlocked.
Ghana's unlocked.
Yeah, we got South Africa.
Okay,
unlocked.
All right, then let's do Nigeria then.
Yeah,
let's do Nigeria because
there's nothing going on right now.
Like you
and
know,
the doors are open.
It's like and there's a lot of talent back there.
Yeah,
a lot of talent. Like it's just sometimes I feel like I'm a Kryptonian. Like when I come over here, people are like, "Oh, your genetics are great." I'm like, back home, it's nothing.
It's nothing.
It's nothing because you see some guys back home that jacked as hell. I'm like, it's nothing. So, but I know there's a lot of talent back there.
A little bordia, like plantain and palava sauce.
And that's it. These guys are coming out all jacked, and stuff like that. So there's a lot of talent back there. And yes, there's something that I really, really think is worth exploring.
Yeah.
To the fullest extent, because there's a lot of talent to be discovered there. Let's just put it that way.
A lot.
So I really want to marry those two worlds, and for me, I feel like, I'm on track to doing that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on track to doing that. I'm never going to leave one side lacking.
Yeah. Okay.
With my body, with how I take care of myself. Nothing's going to change. If anything, I just want to keep making things better.
Yeah.
So.
Mark, I appreciate you for coming. Thank you so much for actually coming through, chopping it up with me and stuff like that.
It was an honor.
You're so silly. Oh, my God. No, I appreciate it. No, seriously. Go ahead and let them know where to follow you.
At Omayzee, Instagram.
Spell it, Abi.
At OMAYZEE.
Mm-hmm. Is that just IG? Any other platform?
Just IG.
Okay.
Well, I have TikTok. I'm horrible at TikTok. You guys, if you can follow me on TikTok, show some brother, show brother some love. I'll follow back.
I was about to say, how do you maneuver between those two? But
I'm telling you, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. I'm so focused on doing things like this. And someone once told me that's one of my problems. Like, once I get into something, I get into it. You're saying, post on TikTok. And I was like, no, I'm posting on Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram was my goal.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So.
No, I feel that.
It's just, I am Omayzee on Instagram.
Gotcha.
I am Omayzee on TikTok, and then on Instagram is just pure Omayzee.
Okay. Do you have a website for those looking to inquire about like what training or anything like that?
Yes, the Resurgence, and then my working on my coaching website as well. That's going to go live in a couple of weeks as well.
They can find that information on Instagram.
On Instagram. Follow me on IG at Omayzee.
Awesome. So make sure to stay tuned, y'all. All right, y'all. Once again, at the Muscle Hustle Podcast on all social media platforms, including YouTube. Yep, we drop every week. We got that merch for you, www.themusclehustlepodcast.com. It's live. It's going. We got a couple pop-ups coming up, you know what I'm saying? So these pop-ups have been pretty receptive, and I appreciate y'all for, you know what I'm saying, coming through with the love. Yeah, definitely. So we getting ready to wrap up soon. Season 1, and I'm geeked up for it because season 2 is about to be lit, but not to worry because, we still going to be throwing that content out. So yeah, for those who have been supporting, I appreciate y'all. Make sure to follow us. Episode 13 coming up soon.
I got number 12.
You got number 12.
Number 12.
All right.
Nice. It's kind of nice.
All right, y'all. We out. Peace.